welcome inside Gannett Memorial Fieldhouse here on the campus of Wilson College. We've got game number 2 of our doubleheader this evening. The Wilson men will be taking on the visiting Eagles of Bridgewater College. Let's go ahead and meet our two teams in action here tonight before we get to the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Eagles, they enter tonight with a record of 1 win, 1 loss, as they just got back from the Gettysburg tournament down the road here from us in Chambersburg. They knocked off the host Bullets by a score of 77-75 in overtime. And in the championship game, they fell to Moravian College 96-89. That game also took extra time. Now you look at the Bridgewater schedule. They played a pretty impressive exhibition schedule. They traveled to James Madison just up the road from Bridgewater there in Central Virginia. They also traveled to Appalachian State. So 2 Division I programs on their exhibition resume. They've seen a lot better competition than the team across the way from them here. That's Wilson. They enter at 2-1 as they knocked off Goucher College and Delaware Valley College. Their lone loss came at the hands of perennial power Messiah. Speaking of that game at Messiah, it was deadlocked at 35 at the half. However, the Phoenix allowed Messiah to put up a 53 spot in that second half, ultimately ending in an 88-59 loss. They're only 1 on the season. Now, this Wilson team's not far removed from a 3-win season in Coach Brian Zoller's first year. So to have 2 out of their first 3 under their belt and in the win column says a lot about where this program has come and where it's on its way to being. As the buzzer will sound, we're going to get starting lineups. Now for Bridgewater, it's a 2-headed monster in the backcourt. A.J. Horde, the senior guard out of Oak Park, Michigan, averages 25 a game for the Eagles. He's joined by Dimitri Chambers, a freshman out of Savannah, Georgia. He's put up 18 a game in the first 2 contests of the year for the Eagles. Other starters, Zach Breathwaite, a junior out of Moyock, North Carolina. He's the only other starter, the only other player in double figures for the Eagles. As we will get the other starters here to you, Sammy El Raffi out of Great Falls, Virginia. He's a freshman at 6'5". Good size on this Bridgewater team as they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys listed at 6'3" or better compared to just 2 for Wilson College. Their starters, Keon Adams, the junior. He's been a leader from the first day he stepped foot on campus here at Wilson. He averages a double-double, 13 and 11 for the junior out of Gaithersburg, Maryland. He's joined in the backcourt by Ian Frazier and Don Walker. In the front court for Wilson, Rashawn Bean, the sophomore, back for his second year out of San Antonio. He put up monster numbers last year. Not quite on pace for that this year. He's only sitting at 11 points a game, 5 boards. And Zach Powell, who you may have heard on the air earlier from the women's game, our star apprentice, he also suits up for the men's game as we're going to pause for the national anthem. All right, the national anthem is in. We're about ready to get underway. We'll be back in just a moment. We're going to pause for station identification. You're watching Wilson Men's Hoop right here on Phoenix TV. Starters taking the floor here. As we prepare for tip, we'll get these numbers for you. It is Chambers and Horde in the backcourt for Bridgewater. Miles Barrett, the third member of that backcourt, he averages 5.5 a game. In the front court, it's Breathwaite. And it looks like that's going to be Monte Simpkins also starting in the front court instead of the usual Sammy El Rafi. Tip is up, and we're on our way here inside Gannett Memorial Fieldhouse. Bridgewater will get the opening possession, as this will be Barrett at the top. Chambers drives right, leaves it for Simpkins. Can't handle it, though, as that'll go off his fingertips and out of bounds. A turnover on the opening possession for the Eagles, and Wilson now with their first crack at the offense. Man-to-man defense from the Eagles here from the start. Probably not a terrible idea. Wilson typically shoots the three ball somewhat decently, especially here at home. Starters for the Phoenix: Adams, Willie McDowell, Rashawn Beam, Ian Frazier, and Zach Powell. As this is going to be Chambers kicking it out to Barrett. Barrett on the near side wing kicks it to Simpkins. Simpkins guarded by Bean. Thought about it. Couldn't go anywhere, though, as this is going to be Barrett. Thought he might have traveled there. Stolen by McDowell. Adams back out to McDowell now. McDowell to Bean. No real big man here for Wilson, but there's Powell on the inside. A nice look from Bean to get it in to the big man, and Powell opens the scoring here. 2 points for the freshman out of Manassas, Virginia. Right down the road from Bridgewater, as a matter of fact. As this is going to be Breathwaite with the screen. He'll set up. He's going to be guarded by Adams. Tough call there on Adams as he was trying to sneak around the left side of Breathwaite to steal the entry pass. Nonetheless, the first foul of the evening on Adams and the first on the team. Horde will inbound on the far side for Bridgewater. He'll find Barrett. Barrett crosses over, goes left, nowhere to go, guarded by Adams. Horde for three. Contested there by McDowell. No matter, though, as A.J. Horde on the board first for the Eagles with a three ball. Adams now bring it back to the front court. Powell to Frazier, far side. Frazier, the three-point sharpshooter for Wilson. He'll find Powell. Swinging around the outside, Bean. Adams now with it, near side corner. This is McDowell. He'll split two defenders with a jump stop. And a nice move there for Willie McDowell. 4 players on this Wilson squad averaged double figures through the first 3 games of the year, led by Frazier with 14, Adams with 13, McDowell and Bean both averaging 11. Then you throw in Hess and Powell off the bench, both around 8. Trevor Floyd, good minutes early in the season. He's got 6 points a game. And I think they might have given a delay of game warning there to maybe Wilson tipping the ball after it went through the bucket. Got away with a step there was Barrett. This is Horde now. Bean on the hedge. This is going to be Chambers. Chambers to the bucket with the right hand. There's El Rafi with the rebound, making his presence felt early. The 6'5 freshman out of Great Falls with the putback. And it's a 5-4 lead for Bridgewater. Ball slips through the fingertips of Frazier, picked up by Bean. McDowell with it, far side wing, guarded there by Horde. Horde in his grill. McDowell going to look to set the screen. Stolen by Horde. He'll go the other way. Bean's going to challenge, but pull up and give Horde the easy layup. It's 7-4 Bridgewater. 2 20-minute halves here in the men's game opposed to the 4 10-minute quarters in the women's game. Frazier to Powell. Powell for 3. Zach Powell with 5 of the 7 early points here for Wilson. We're knotted up at the lucky 7. Barrett will bring it into the front court. Adams will meet him there. Horde now with it, near side wing. El Rafi will pull from his screen. Simpkins, Horde. Horde will go right, runs out of real estate. Simpkins now with it, guarded by Powell. Move with the left, kicks it out to Barrett from the corner for 3. And Miles Barrett buries it from the corner. Good shooting from both sides early. Bean, pump fake, nowhere to go. McDowell with it now. Powell uses the screen from McDowell. Bean for 3 with a man in his face. Nothing he could do about it as he knocks it down. Teams trading buckets here early. We're tied at 10. Not even 4 minutes gone. A.J. Horde into the front court. Going to get a screen from El Rafi. Barrett back to Horde. Horde, help defense comes from Bean. Looking across court to Chambers. Chambers out the mark. Rafi with another offensive rebound. His putback attempt, he's fouled. I think they're looking to get the number on McDowell, and they are. So Wilson struggling with the Eagles' size here early, as El Rafi already has 2 second chance opportunities, looking to complete the second one here with 2 free throws. 7.5 points a game and 7.5 boards, so the big man certainly has a nose for the basketball, as Simpkins will head to the bench, and Ken Stanseal will check in for the first time for Bridgewater, a freshman out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. Gets decent minutes for these Eagles, putting up 4 points a game, a board and assist also in his first 2 contests. El Rafi's second free throw on the way and down. So a 1-point lead for Bridgewater. They're going to apply some pressure. A 2-2-1 press for Wilson to break. Over the top to Powell. Powell pulls up for the jumper, left it just a bit short. Bridgewater can't get the rebound. Oh, yes, they say they are going to give him the rebound. I don't really know how, as 3 Eagles went after that. One of them tipped it out. And unless they're saying maybe McDowell got in on that and tipped it away, as Barrett will bring it into the front court for the Eagles. He'll use a screen from El Rafi. That's TJ Turner checked in for Bridgewater. He has it on the near side wing. Chambers for 3. Step back 3 is good for Dimitri Chambers. Averages 18 a game, as we mentioned in the open. He's got 3 here early on. McDowell to the hole. El Rafi stepped up. I don't know if they're going to get maybe Chambers from behind there, or if they are going to give El Rafi the foul on the body. We'll see. They are going to get Chambers from behind, so that'll be his first and the team's second. As it looks like Ian Hess is going to head to the scorer's table. We'll see his first action, as McDowell's first free throw on the way. Off the front of the rim, no good. As Hess is going to check in for Powell, give him a break. Hess, a freshman, 6'4", the tallest player on the roster out of Orlando. See if Coach Zoller goes maybe more zone here as they try to shore up the rebounding struggles here early. 14-11, just under 5 minutes gone here in this opening half. Barrett comes to the near side corner to grab it. Swings it far side. This is Turner. Turner back to Barrett. Barrett will drive middle, kick to Turner, gets McDowell off his feet, step back, 3 on the way, off the back iron. Bean going to go for the rebound. And they'll look to push the tempo. Bean over top to Adams, couldn't grab his footing and couldn't get himself in the air to grab that. This is Chambers, coast to coast. Nobody stopped the basketball. A pet peeve of Brian Zoller's, and that'll put a 5-point lead on the board for Bridgewater. Hess now with it far side. Hess to Adams. Adams wide open three-pointer. Missed it off the right of the rim. And Bridgewater looks to push again. Plenty of bodies for Bridgewater as Adams gets the block and deflects it off of Turner. And that'll send it back down Wilson's way. Coach Zoller will take a timeout. It'll be a 30-second, so we'll stay here. So one thing that Wilson has struggled with at times has been defense. They looked good in that opening game, 63 points allowed to Goucher, but they are gouged for 88 points by Messiah and 75 by Delaware Valley. 75, not a terrible number. Certainly a defensive-minded coach like Brian Zoller wants to see that number down around 70, pushing 65, down in those sort of areas. That's how they're going to win games this year. They can score the rock, no doubt about it. They've got the likes of Adams and Bean, both capable of putting up 20-plus on any given night. Ian Frazier can catch fire at any time from behind the arc. And some of these other guys sprinkle them in, and you've got an offensive show any night you show up here again, and you never know what you're going to get. I've seen triple digits out of this group last year, as Wilson's going to have to break the press here. A 2-2-1 still being put on by Bridgewater. Bean going to help McDowell break it at the top. Bean kicks it out to McDowell. McDowell going to call play as he backs himself towards the mid-court stripe. Frazier now with it far side. Wing pressure there by T.J. Turner. Frazier back to McDowell. Guarded there by Barrett. Bean sets him a pick. McDowell to the hole with the left hand. Off the mark, though, as it rattled out. A good opportunity there for McDowell to finish. Couldn't do it, though. As this is going to be Chambers. Gets Frazier in the air. Nice move to the hole as he worked his way around Bean and finished off the glass. Dimitri Chambers with A.J. Horde on the bench. He's back at the scores table ready to check in. Chambers has taken over scoring duties here for the Eagles. McDowell going to his left. Frazier for three off the look from McDowell. Couldn't finish. Adams, a funny looking jump there. Couldn't corral it from El Rafi. As Turner will take it to the hole, he's going to be fouled by McDowell. He thought he was straight up. Kind of came in just a little bit at the end and couldn't quite complete the block. As Edel said, Martez Beckett to the scores table as McDowell picks up his second foul in just 6.5 minutes of action. T.J. Turner to the line. A lot of dribbles. His first one on the way is in and out and in as Beckett will replace McDowell. Looks like Drew Bethany will check in for the first time. For Bridgewater, we mentioned A.J. Horde. He's back in to replace Chambers. So you would assume Horde's going to take over the majority of the scoring duties here with his backcourt mate Chambers. Taking a break on the bench. Al Raffi using his size again to get himself a rebound. Bethany, fresh into the game, picks up a travel on his first touch as he had happy feet trying to get somewhere a little too fast. And that'll turn it back over to Wilson. Beckett will run the point. Beckett's twin brother Marquise on the bench waiting to check in. He's a spark off the bench for Coach Brian Zoller. He missed the scrimmage early in the year with an injury, so not sure how healthy he might be. As a Wilson bucket brings it back to a 6-point game. Rashawn Bean with a nice piece of defense there. Kept his wingspan out. Didn't let the ball get to Al Rafi. Hess now in the lane. Right-hand floater on the way. Left it just a bit short. Battles for the rebound, though. Nowhere to go as four Eagles meet him inside on the block. Bean now with it. Adams was wide open on the far side. Al Rafi saw him and got to him quickly. Adams now with it. Far side wing guarded by Stansel. And deflection. We'll keep it on this end as Horde couldn't quite grab that one. Coach Sean Postiglio is what we're going to go with. The Bridgewater head coach. Adams three ball, airmailed it. Bean tried to save it, and they're going to catch Beckett on a foul as Breathwaite will re-enter to replace El Rafi. So in the early going here, Postiglione seems like he likes to keep fresh bodies in. And you can see Bridgewater has their entire bench filled with guys. Some of them aren't dressed, but most of them are. He's got plenty of options. One thing Brian Zoller has looked to do is increase the depth here at Wilson. Each year he's been here, he's had a couple players as Bethany's three ball off the mark from the far corner, but never that consistent depth the whole way up and down the lineup. This is arguably his deepest team he's ever had. As Bean's three ball on the way, Beckett gave him the look. Hess with the rebound. He'll kick it out to Beckett. Beckett will step into a three ball. Extra pass to Frazier off the mark. Adams comes soaring in for the rebound but can't grab it. Horde comes away with it, and the Eagles have numbers. 3-on-2. Adams changed the shot there of Stansel. Didn't matter, though, as he was able to hang in the air and finish. An 8-point lead now for Bridgewater. Frazier to Adams. Adams, three ball on the way. Big shot there for Keon Adams. Get him rolling. He's got to put up some points here if they're going to keep trading buckets. T.J. Turner from the corner. Airmailed that. Rebounded by Adams. They're going to catch Stansel with the foul as he glanced Adams as he came across. I believe that's got to be who they're giving it to. Yep, going to give him in the hold. Third team foul on Bridgewater, and Stansel will head to the bench. Simpkins will re-enter. And Mark James, a freshman from England, will see his first action of the season. Adams to Beckett to Hess to Frazier far side. Frazier will drive baseline, and I think you're going to get James with a hand check as he was trying to prevent Frazier from taking a baseline. Box set up here on the inbounds play from Wilson. Frazier will inbound. Not sure what we're waiting on. Frazier's handed the basketball. Nowhere to go. Outlets to Beckett. Beckett has Bean flashing. They're going to find him, and Bethany's going to pick up a foul coming over the back. As that'll be, I think they gave the foul to the, well, I guess Bethany does have 2 fouls. They must have given him the foul and not James on that last possession. So Bethany will head to the bench for the remainder of the half with 2 fouls. 4 on each team. Nice look to Hess on the backside. Couldn't finish, but he's fouled by James on the up. And that'll send him to the line to shoot 2. Hess with a good chance to find himself on the score sheet. As we said, Hess, the tallest player on this lineup. Listed as a guard, though. One of those hybrid guys. First free throw off the mark. The officials are trying to figure out who that foul was on. It was clear from my angle and your angle at home that it was 34. Hess now, second one on the way. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Horde. Skied for the rebound. Listed at 5'8". He was up around rim level to grab that one. Beckett has him at the top. Tough defensive assignment for Beckett. And they're going to catch him with a foul on the floor. That'll send it underneath. Zach Powell going to check back in. He'll replace Bean. So 2 freshmen in there on the front court for Coach Brian Zoller. An experienced backcourt with Frazier and Adams and Beckett. 2-pointer on the way from Chambers. Skying for the rebound is Adams. They've got numbers. Powell looking to push the pace. Kicks it to Beckett. Beckett for 3 off the mark. Adams with a clean rebound in the far corner. Kicks it to Beckett. Beckett. Hess. Hess going to drive right. Leaves it for Beckett. Beckett threw it between the legs. Kicks it to Adams. Adams has Frazier on the kick. He'll take it to the hole. Foul on the way up. We'll see who that goes against. That's going to be on Breathwaite. And that'll be his first. As Adams will go to the line to shoot 2. Just under halfway through this opening period. As Adams, 2 dribbles. Off the mark. Free throw shooting a struggle here early on for the Phoenix, as they are just 2 of 7. Adams, second one on the way. That's off as well. Hess tips it to himself but can't grab it as Simpkins is there first, and he'll outlet to Horde. Bridgewater coming back to their offensive end. Horde's 3 on the way from way downtown. Adams can't draw a foul there on the outlet pass. Simpkins on the way, and that's off the mark, but Breathwaite with the follow as Wilson was slow getting back. Brian Zoller giving the referee an earful as Adams' rebound and outlet was hindered by a Bridgewater player. Powell into the lane, and he'll draw the foul. He's going to go to the line as Wilson is into the bonus with 10 minutes remaining in this first half. So lots of free throws coming your way as we continue on towards halftime. Looks like Barrett will check back in. El Rafi will check back in. Horde will head to the bench. And I believe that was Breathwaite also heading to the bench. So Powell's first free throw attempt on the way. The front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Powell's been a nice surprise, the freshman. The type of player that Coach Brian Zoller likes to recruit. Hard-nosed, doesn't look for all the glitz and glamour of the superstars. He's just here to do his job and help the team win. 2 free throws. Boom. No problem. 5-point game now. This is going to be Barrett. Almost loses the handle. Gets it back, though. Nowhere to go. El Rafi, far side corner. Barrett now looking for the post entry. Can't get it. Powell working hard to stay in front of El Rafi. Step back jumper on the way from Chambers. In and out. Rebounded by James. Nice spin move from the Englishman. And works hard to find his way onto the score sheet. A big-time effort play there by Mark James. Hess now with it for Wilson. Beckett. Powell, Adams, 3 ball on the way. Short. Rebound to the far side, picked up by Simpkins, as this will be Chambers now with it. Chambers back to Barrett. Barrett to Simpkins. Simpkins goes left, finds James. James with the right hand in the lane. Dumps it off for El Rafi. Nice extra pass to Simpkins in the far corner for three. Off the mark, though. Great ball movement there by the Eagles. Just couldn't put it home. And Wilson with the defensive rebound. Frazier aggressive to the hole. Towards the hole, I guess. He was 35 feet away from the bucket, and Chambers picked up the foul. Not very smart basketball there as he picks up his second foul, and he'll head to the bench now as A.J. Horde will check back in before the first of potentially two free throws here for Ian Frazier. Frazier, the best shooting stroke on this Wilson squad. First one is good. Cuts that lead back down to 6. Second one on the way is good as well. So after missing 7 of their first 9, they've made their last 4 and cut it down to a 5-point game. James with it, guarded by Bean. See the post players from Wilson working really hard to not allow post touches for that Eagles front court. El Rafi sent back by Horde. Nowhere to go. Far side of James. James for 3 off the mark. Frazier picks up the board. He's got Bean running down the sideline. Bean back out to Frazier. They're looking for a post entry now. Powell can't get himself open. Frazier with the spin move. Bean for 3. Rashawn Bean from the far side wing knocks it home, and it's a 2-point game now just like that. A nice 7-0 run for Wilson. As Barrett will drop it off for El Rafi. Powell meets him straight up. Powell meets him again. A great defensive stand there by Zach Powell to keep the big man from Bridgewater off the bucket. Martez Beckett now with it. Backdoor to Bean. Bean with the and one. A beautiful backdoor cut. The look from Beckett. And Bean has a chance to complete the 3-point play. Beautiful call there. This aggressive Bridgewater team. They're athletic. There's no doubt about it. When you're lacking in athleticism, you got to make up for it in intelligence, and that's exactly what's happening here in the last 3 or 4 minutes out of Wilson. As they've tied us up at 25, just a 30-second timeout. So we'll stay here. A 9-0 run from Wilson has brought them back to be tied here with 7:49 remaining. Certainly like what you see if you're a Wilson fan here the last 3 or 4 minutes after a sluggish start. This is the kind of basketball you like to see out of your hometown boys. First horn is blown, second one now as well. So Bean going to the line, a lot less hair than last year. As if you're a Phoenix fan, you may be looking for the afro that he had going on. It's gone. A bit trimmer as well, put on 10 pounds of muscle in the offseason. After what was a very, very solid freshman campaign, he's back for his sophomore year. Starting to hit his stride a little bit here in this game. He's hit 2 3 balls. He's got 10 points in just about 12 minutes of play. Good efficiency. Barrett to Horde. Bridgewater back on offense now. As this is El Rafi. One-on-one with Powell on the inside. Good move there from the big guy as Powell was trying to be straight up. They're going to call him with the hit, though, as that'll be Powell's second. Or no, excuse me, wrong team. Powell's only got 1. But both teams in the bonus now. Wilson shooting 2 the rest of the way. Bridgewater has a couple 1-and-1s to get through. El Rafi's first one on the way. Hard off the back iron. Got some backboard there, too, as Wilson has taken their first lead of the contest. They lead at 26-25. El Rafi's second one on the way in just a moment. That one's off the mark. So an empty trip there for the big guy for the Eagles. Bean to Beckett. Beckett to Hess. Back across to Beckett. Beckett going to clear Bean out. They're looking to get him open here on the far side. Bethany. They're going to catch Bethany. That was a bit tic-tac, but a big focus for the referees last year and continue into this year is to promote creativity by the offensive players. And eliminating that kind of hand checking is one of the ways they want to do it. They've also eliminated the 5-second count other than whenever you first catch the ball. If you're dribbling, there is no 5-second count anymore. So as long as you're moving with the basketball, you're good to go in the rule book's eyes. First one on the way and good from Bean. Couple of changes there for Bridgewater. Stan Seal will re-enter. Chandler Murray will see his first action of the evening. And Bean with the last 7 points for Wilson. Barrett will bring it into the front court now. Guarded there by Frazier. Uses a pick there from Breathwaite. As this will be Horn. Post entry to Breathwaite. Horn will exit to the opposite side. Bean, left hand running hook from Breathwaite, way off the mark. Rebounded by Bean after Powell tipped it out of there. Bean to Beckett. Beckett's going to push Hess through. He's going to go left to the baseline. Met there by 3 Eagles. Finds Powell wide open for 3. Can't quite knock it down, though, as Breathwaite will rebound. Horde will push for Bridgewater. Behind his back a couple times, trying to find himself some space. Breathwaite for 3. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Powell. I don't think Coach Postiglio is going to be too happy with that. Not much time taken off the shot clock, not a lot of touches, and his big guy shooting from 2 or 3 feet behind the arc. Probably not the way they drew it up. Bean will go baseline, and he'll pick up a foul there as Breathwaite got a little too handsy trying to keep Bean away from the lane. That'll be Breathwaite's second. Bethany has 3 fouls on the Eagles side, so we won't see much of him the rest of the way here in this first half. Bean's first free throw rattles out. Al-Rafi will check back in for the foul-plagued Breathwaite. Bean now receives the basketball for his second free throw. 4 dribbles and a spin. On the way. That's off the mark. So 3 in a row made, 2 in a row missed for Bean from the charity stripe. Barrett now bringing it into the front court. El-Rafi with a back screen. Barrett the whole way to the hole. A nice right-handed scoop from Miles Barrett to stop the bleeding for Bridgewater. They had gone in the last 6 minutes and 18 seconds without a field goal. That cuts the lead back to 1 as Wilson has stretched it to 3. Bean deflected, stolen by Horde, a 2-on-1. Now he'll go the whole way to the hole. Hard foul by Bean. That's certainly the way you want to do it. Don't give him a free bucket. If you're going to foul him. But Horde is slow to get up. As that'll be Bean's first. Horde will take a second here. Training staff on standby. Certainly like to see that. The other team's best player, 25 a game. Like to see him stay in the action. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 as he regroups himself at the top of the key. Don't know if he got a stinger there or what, but he seems to be okay. They're moving a little gingerly. First free throw on the way and good. As Adams will check back in for Frazier. So out there for Wilson right now, Powell, Adams, Martez, Beckett, Hess, and Bean. And for Bridgewater, looks like Murray, Barrett, Horde, Stan Seal, and El-Rafi. As that looks like Simpkins heading to the scores table. Horde's second free throw on the way and good. As Horde's going to head to the bench, holding his kind of tailbone, hip area. As the medical staff will take a quick look at him. They want to get him back out there ASAP. Bridgewater regains the lead, 29-28, with 5.5 minutes to play here in the opening half. Bean almost lost the handle on the far sideline. Got it back to Beckett, though. Beckett will clear Hess out and Adams, giving himself plenty of room to work. Powell at the high post, can't get it to him. Bean now, 4-round one for Wilson. As we said, not really an inside presence for them to speak of in a traditional sense. Adams at the shot clock buzzer, off the mark, rebounded by Barrett, and Wilson will retreat to defense. 15 minutes gone here in the first half. Barrett will bring it into the front court. Guarded by Adams, right-hand dribble, back, step back three on the way. Nice shot there to get himself just enough space to get it over the outstretched arm of Adams. And now, just like that, a 7-0 run for Bridgewater. Martez Beckett pushing Bean through, going to find Hess, reversing it to Adams. Bean guarded there by Murray. Hess with it at the top, guarded by Simpkins. Bean inside, couldn't stop his momentum, and El Raffi stepped up to take the charge. A nice play there from the big man. 2 fouls there on Bean in the last about 90 seconds. So Bean will take a breather. Beckett will go in favor of the other Beckett. That's Marquise checking in for his first action. In this one, Frazier also returning. So Powell now the tallest guy out there for Wilson at 6'2". Oh, no, Hess is still out there. My fault. 6'4", 6'2". Adams listed at 6'1". Keep going back to the size. As we said, Bridgewater has 8 guys at 6'3" or taller. Wilson with 2. Certainly one thing Coach Zoller has not accomplished yet in his 3 years at Wilson is getting that big inside presence. You see some teams roll through here with guys at 6'6", 6'7". As it looks like Chandler Murray got fouled on his way up. Foul's going to go against Hess. And we're shooting 2 the rest of the way. Murray stepping to the line, the sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina. No stats on him this year. That very well might be his first points of the year. (33-28) as Hord's going to check back in for Bridgewater. Funny how he was in. Wilson went on a run. He goes out. Bridgewater goes on a run. Certainly not what you expect from your best player, as Murray will take a seat. 34-28, a 9-0 run currently for Bridgewater. Wilson's got to find a way to get back on the board here. Stop this bleeding. No field goals in the last 3 minutes. Hess using a screen from Powell to his left. Skip pass to Marquise Beckett. Adams, Frazier, ball's flying around. That's going to be backcourt as it slipped through the fingers of Frazier. And it'll go back the other way. A turnover for Wilson. Good timeout there by Coach Zoller. It's going to be a full timeout, so we're going to take a break. You're watching Wilson College Hoops as the Phoenix trail the visiting Eagles of Bridgewater. 34-28 right here again at Memorial Fieldhouse. We'll be back in a second. You're watching Wilson College Hoops on Phoenix TV. Welcome back. 3 minutes, 50 seconds, all that remains in this opening half. Bridgewater has opened up a 6-point lead on a courtesy of a 9-0 run after Wilson had their own 9-0 run to take a 3-point lead. As Bridgewater will have it out of the timeout, this is Barrett over to Simpkins. Simpkins back across the way to Stansfield. Barrett now out to grab it on the far side wing. Nowhere to go, guarded closely by Frazier. Lots of dribbling. Right hand floater on the way and down off the square, as that stretches that lead now to 8. Keon Adams finds Powell at the high post. He'll go right to the bucket. That's what Wilson needed, a spark. Couldn't finish, though, as El Raffi will pick it up, and Bridgewater's got numbers. A 3-on-2 break. Horde will pull up. Between the legs pass to Stansfield. Stansfield may have got away with an extra step there, off the mark no less. And Adams with the rebound. Wilson will look to push it back the other way with Frazier on the far side. Adams, Hess, Beckett. Beckett going baseline. Finds Frazier. Surprised he didn't pull the trigger there. Instead opted for a 15-footer. Powell knocks the rebound away, but Barrett's going to pick it up. Got away with a double dribble there as he got caught between pass and dribble. And this is Horde now with it. He'll try to calm down the troops in the front court. 2:35 remaining in this first half. Barrett behind the back in the lane. Horde for 3. Short, though. Rebounded by Beckett. That's Marquise Beckett, as Martez was in earlier. Taking a break here. Marquise loses the handle on it. Bridgewater comes away with it. Stansfield on the break. Horde right in the body of Hess. A nice finish there from Horde against the much taller Hess. And a 10-point lead now for the Eagles. The timeout that Sean Postiglione took about 4 minutes ago has paid huge dividends. A nice move inside from Powell. Can't finish, though. He was uncontested following the foul, but couldn't finish, as the foul's going to go against Horde. But as I was saying, Postiglione's timeout at about the 6:30 mark. Ever since then, it's been a 13-0 run, for the Eagles. Wilson trying to stop the bleeding here as Powell heads to the line to shoot 2. First one on the way and good. Not much arc on that free throw, but snuck it over. As it's back down to single digits for Wilson. Simpkins will enter in favor of Stansfield. Powell, 2 dribbles in a spin, second one on the way. That's good. So a 13-0 run comes to a close, and an 8-point lead now for Bridgewater as we're inside of 2 minutes here in this first half. Barrett will bring it up. El Raffi sets the screen at the top. Barrett, another behind-the-back move. El Raffi up and under, blocked by Powell. Nice athleticism there from the Wilson big man. And the Phoenix now with a chance to counter. Down 8. Frazier guarded by Barrett. He'll go left. Good help side for Bridgewater. Powell for 3 on the kick. In and out. Adams flies in for the rebound. Frazier with the left hand and in. After Adams lost the rebound, it found Frazier's hands, and he puts it in. A 4-0 spurt here to answer the Bridgewater run. Cuts it down to 6 with 72 seconds remaining here in the opening half. James for 3. Wow. Mark James, a quick trigger in the front court. Knocks it down, though, as that'll stop the momentum for Wilson. Adams looking to answer. No, sir. Off the mark, and Horde will let that go out of bounds. As Murray and Breathwaite will re-enter as El Raffi and Horde will take a seat for the last 52 seconds. Barrett will bring it in the front court. They want to get a 2-for-1 here if they can. Goes left. Steps back to the elbow. Nice move from Simpkins in the lane. Can't finish, though. Gets his own rebound. Powell on the defense. Can't block. James with another offensive rebound for Bridgewater. So the Eagles with a third opportunity on this possession. Barrett for 3. Off the mark. Good box out there by Hess, and Wilson can hold for 1 if they choose. Beckett not thinking that. Hess got to get some order here. You want to take the last shot and not give Bridgewater a chance to answer. This is Frazier. A lot of dribbling out near midcourt, and they're going to give up a foul. Not very intelligent basketball there from Chandler Murray. That's his second not very smart play of this first half. as Frazier will go to the line. I guess if you're looking for silver lining, Bridgewater will get the last opportunity of the half, you would think, as Frazier's first one down. Murray will take a seat. Got to think about what he's done. T.J. Turner will return for their final 8.6 seconds as Jacob Browse heads to the scorer's table for Wilson. Frazier's second one on the way short. Breathwaite gets the rebound. Out it to Turner. 5 on the clock. Turner kicks to Barrett. Barrett got to shoot at some point. Doesn't get it off. There's no way that was off in time as Simpkins missed it anyways. That'll bring us to halftime. What a first half it was. Lots of scoring. Good spurts from both sides. Bad spurts from both sides. As a 41-33 advantage for Bridgewater into the break. 15 minutes on the clock for halftime. We'll see you at about 13 for the first half recap and look at the second half. You're watching Wilson College Hoops right here on Phoenix TV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. About 2 minutes away from kicking off the second half here inside again at Memorial Fieldhouse. Bridgewater 41, Wilson 33 after a back-and-forth first half, which saw Wilson lead by as many as 3 and Bridgewater lead by as many as 11. A 16-5 run closed the first half for Bridgewater after Wilson had a 9-0 run of their own to take a 3-point lead. Look at the stat sheet. Wilson certainly find their way to the free throw line, 19 trips, but only converted on 11 of them. That's good for 58%. That's not going to get it done if they're going to beat one of their tougher opponents on the schedule this year. Bridgewater, plenty of size, plenty of athleticism. They were led in that first half by Miles Barrett, 10 points. A.J. Horde, good for 9. Dimitri Chambers, good for 7. So the backcourt accumulated 26 out of their 41 points there in that first half. A bunch of other front court guys contributed anywhere between 1 and 5. The size gave Wilson issues in that first half, being out-rebounded 23-19. Certainly felt worse than that. 6 second-chance opportunities for Bridgewater to just 4 for Wilson. Rashawn Bean put up 13 points in that first half. He's only been good for about 11 this year on average. So he's certainly looking after averaging 20 couple a game last year. So he's looking to turn it on here for Wilson as we are underway, as that's going to be Willie McDowell with the inbound, and the backdoor look to Adams for 2 gets us going here in the second half. That's staple Wilson College hoops right there. Coming out of a side-out situation, a nice look there from Chambers to Breathwaite as the Eagles answer. But that backdoor play, they love to run it out of the break. They run it once a game, and it usually works 75% of the time. This is Powell now to McDowell. Nice defense there by Barrett to get in front of Frazier in the low post, and a turnover for the Phoenix. Not bad turnover numbers from either team. Just 4 for Bridgewater, 5 for Wilson that first half. That just bumped up to 6 after that errant pass there. And, of course, the foul, the first of the half on either team. Chambers now going left. Met by 2 defenders, and it's kept in bounds. A nice play there by Adams. Pushes up to McDowell. McDowell with the right hand off the top of the window and down. A creative move there from Willie McDowell. As that'll be 5 points on the evening for him. You can hear the Wilson bench trying to get that defense going. Barrett to the hole, almost uncontested. An easy left-handed layup for him. Pushes the lead back to 8. This is Powell now. In the corner with Bean. Reverses to Frazier. McDowell going baseline. Goes right at the man, Breathwaite, and finishes with the layup. McDowell with all 4 points in the second half. No, excuse me, 4 of the 6 points here in the second half for Wilson. Now lead back down to 6. High ball screen from Breathwaite. Barrett nowhere to go. This is Simpkins. Simpkins goes right at Powell. Tries to use his body to shield himself. Good defense there by Zach Powell. But the ball will stay here with Bridgewater as it went off of Powell's foot. No rim there, though, so the shot clock down to 11. A little moisture on the floor. As Bridgewater will line up in a 4-man line right in front of the basketball. Looks like Barrett to inbound. Looking for Simpkins, find El Rafi. Off his fingertips and back down to the Phoenix on the turnover. El Rafi and Barrett trying to get on the same page there. As Bridgewater will turn up the pressure on defense. Adams with it in the backcourt. Nobody in the middle of the court there, though. Here comes the backside trap. Adams able to avoid it. Nice backdoor cut from Bean. Nice look from McDowell to Bean. And that's 4 for Bean and 4 for McDowell here in this second quarter. That lead trimmed to 4. Wilson showing some grit here in the opening moments of this second half. Stolen by Bean. He's on the way. Let's Barrett run by him, and the layup is good for Rashawn Bean. Just a 2-point game now as A.J. Horde will go back to collect the basketball, try to calm down his Eagles. Wilson looking for a defensive stand once again. Simpkins, nice up and under to the bucket and good as Coach Postiglione will take a timeout after the layup by Simpkins. That was a nice move. He got his man in the air, drove into the lane. Powell did a nice job to not foul there on the layup, but Simpkins was able to finish and push that lead back to 4. We can find anything else interesting or anomical about that first half. Bridgewater shot 44% from the field, 33% from behind the arc. Not much better from the free throw line as they were just 60% to Wilson's 58. A lot less attempts, though. They were only 6 of 10. Wilson 11 of 19. If you remember, Bridgewater was over the limit with 10 minutes to go in that first half. So a lot of free throw attempts for Wilson. They couldn't quite cash in on, and that's the difference so far. 4-point game, 8 missed free throws. That'll do it. As Adams will inbound to McDowell. A little bit of token pressure here from Bridgewater. They're going to look to trap from the backside out of that. Not this time, though, as Wilson gets it in the front court relatively easily. McDowell to Frazier. Back to McDowell. McDowell, a nice move on the baseline. The quickness from Willie McDowell on display here early in the second half as he has 6 points after the break alone. He couldn't quite get going there in that first half. Lots of time on the bench as Al-Rafi to the hole, kicks it to Barrett for 3. Short, gets his own miss as McDowell went flying by him. No box out. Stolen by McDowell, though. He's going to look to go to the hole. Euro step through the lane. Left hand layup is good. Willie McDowell putting the Phoenix on his back here in this second half as we're all tied up at 47. Keon Adams defending the best offensive threat for Bridgewater. That's A.J. Horde holding him in single digits here so far. Loose ball, corralled by Al-Rafi. Touch pass to Barrett. Nice extra to Horde. Horde for 3, off the mark, rebounded by Bean. Bean up the right-hand side. Wilson now going left to right on your screen. McDowell baseline. They're going to catch a foul as he tried to split the double team. Might have bailed him out there, was the referee, as McDowell will stumble to his feet. Going to get 2 subs here for Bridgewater. One of them is going to be Mark James. The other, I believe, is Stanseal. Yes. Ken Stanseal in. Barrett out. Simpkins out for Bridgewater. Wilson inbound underneath. Powell, nice spin move in the lane. Caught a travel. I didn't see the travel. He kind of ran into a wall there in Al-Rafi, but nonetheless a turnover. Coming back the other way for Bridgewater. 4 1/4 gone in this second half. Horde looking for somewhere to go. Got himself caught in the air. Al-Rafi pump fake. Couldn't get Bean off his feet, though. Extra pass to James. James will drive right. Runs out of room again. Passed right through the lane. Nobody touched it, and that'll be a turnover on the Englishman, Mark James. Going back the other way for Wilson now as Willie McDowell will get the inbound from Adams. Wilson starting to feel it a little bit here, playing with a lot more confidence. Powell, nowhere to go, guarded by Al-Rafi near side corner. Frazier comes to get it. He'll go right. Stopped in his tracks. Stopped in his tracks again. Got in the air. Adams for 3. Rebounded by Zach Powell. And his putback is good. And the foul. Foul's going to go against James. And Zach Powell to the line to complete the 3-point play and give his Phoenix a 3-point lead. Powell's free throw on the way and good. Put 3 more in the scoring column for Zach Powell. as that'll give him 12. He had 9 in that first half, 7 of them in about the first 2 minutes. McDowell with the steal. Horde didn't go to the basketball. McDowell's layup, though, too strong, and now the Eagles are in business in transition. Horde to the bucket. Got it just over the fingertips of Adams. That would have been an athletic play by Keon Adams to block that one coming from across the lane, but Horde had just enough on it to slip it in. 50-49, Wilson's lead. Powell gets stuck in the lane, kicks to Bean. Rashawn Bean for 3. Bean is feeling it. He had 13 in the first half. He's got 7 here in the early going of the second half for 20 on the game. A.J. Horde now loses the screen from El Rafi to his right. Nice slip from El Rafi in the look, but missed the layup. El Rafi had nobody within 4 feet of him, and Wilson now back the other way. James draws his second charge of the evening. This one, he catches Adams. A nice, intelligent play there by the big man, Sammy El Rafi. As it looks like that's going to be Stansfield heading to the bench and James heading to the bench. El Rafi to the bench. As Chambers, Horde, Barrett, Simpkins, and Drew Bethany, another layup over the outstretched arm of Adams. Change the shot just enough there for Horde to miss the layup. McDowell finds Bean wide open in the corner for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Rashawn Bean. 56-49. What started as an 8-point lead for Bridgewater when we started the second half has switched to a 7-point lead for Wilson. Powell with the block. Barrett will throw out of bounds off the arms of Adams. Wilson playing their best 40 minutes. Well, I guess we're 27 minutes in, but they're certainly here for the long haul tonight. They learned from that Messiah game when they played so well in the first half and laid an egg in that second half. They're looking to go all 40 with the Bridgewater Eagles here tonight. Chambers to the hoop. Looks like they got, they're going to call Keon Adams is wearing number 1 this year. He wore 5 last year. So he switched over to number 1. They'll get him on the foul. That's his 3rd. Hess is going to give him a breather. Save him for picking up that 4th personal. Chambers to the line, shooting 2. First one short. As Hess now officially in. So it's Bean, Powell, McDowell, Hess, and Frazier for Wilson. Horde, Barrett, Chambers, Bethany, and Simpkins for Bridgewater. Chambers' second one is good. Now Wilson's got to find that calming presence to help break this press. Bean with a head of steam, bringing it into the front court. Hands off to Hess. Hess to Frazier. Bean. Ball fake. Nowhere to go. It looks like they're going to get Simpkins on a block. Bean had his defender do a complete 180 looking for the basketball while he held it. Went right by him, ran into a wall, but got the blocking foul. I'm going to guess that Simpkins was in the restricted area there. Might have had a heel in or something, because he was certainly there before Bean was. So we got a little bit of perspiration on the floor. Bean will go to the line to shoot 2, looking to stretch this lead to 8 for his Phoenix. Bean's first one on the way, and that's good. Second one now coming in a second. Frazier will exit the blocks, get himself back on defense. Second one on the way, good. 58-50, a 16-point swing here in the early going. Chambers to the bucket, missed it off the layup. Hess with the rebound, McDowell's going to look to push. Frazier with it near side wing, over to McDowell. McDowell in the corner. McDowell goes left into the paint. Frazier for 3. Right in front of his own bench, knocked it down, and it's a double-digit lead now for Wilson. They can feel it. Coach Postiglione going to need a timeout to talk this one over. He is not happy with his players right now. He's letting them hear about it. That's a full timeout. We're going to take a second, catch our breath here, fast and furious, opening 8 minutes of the second half. 61-50 Wilson. You're watching Wilson College Hoops right here on Phoenix TV. Welcome back after the break. It's going to be Bridgewater basketball in their own front court, trailing by 11. What a turn of events as they came out of the break leading by 8. They now find themselves on the wrong side of the scoreboard with 12 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Barrett into the lane, kicks to Chambers, extra pass to Bethany. Pump fake got Bean off his feet, drives 2 dribbles to the baseline, air mailed it over the basket and picked up there by Ian Frazier. Hands off to McDowell. McDowell to Hess. Hess will go left, splits 2 defenders, blocked out of bounds by Simpkins as he came from the help side to make sure Hess had no chance at finishing that layup off. Swatted by Simpkins. Going to have to hire a full-time floor general here to keep all the moisture off the court. Guys hitting the deck. It's hot in here. Hess now going to inbound underneath his own bucket. Inbounds to Bean on the far side, guard there by Bethany. Got to be a mismatch there. Bean with the right hand. Couldn't finish, though, as it went just a hair strong. Bethany will pick up his 4th personal. That'll send Mark James to the scorer's table, but Bean will go to the charity stripe looking to pick up 2 freebies. $12 minutes and change left in this one. Bean down and good. A 12-point lead, the largest lead for either side. Got to believe Bridgewater's going to have one more charge left in them, at least, as they've got some weapons offensively. As we mentioned, Horde, 25 a game. Chambers, 18 a game. And Bridgewater, no stranger to close contests. Both their games this year have gone to overtime. Bean, 2 for 2 from the line. 13-point lead. McDowell going to switch off for Frazier. Horde's pass intercepted by McDowell. They're on the run again. Bean in the corner for 3. What a turn of events here as Willie McDowell picks off the pass, pulls the defense in, and kicks it to Bean. Wide open in the corner for 3. This is A.J. Horde to the bucket, looking for somewhere to go. Murray with the floater. That's off the mark. El Rafi with the rebound. El Rafi with the putback as Powell couldn't quite block it, and that stops the bleeding. What a run there by the Phoenix. McDowell. Crossover going right. Frazier for 3. Off the mark, and now Bridgewater's got numbers. A 3-on-2 will neutralize as Wilson gets back. El Rafi thought about a 3, thought better of it. Murray to Barrett. Had McDowell been paying attention, he probably could have picked that one off as well. Barrett going right, kicks to Murray. Murray for 3. Off the mark. Rebounded by El Rafi. El Rafi just outworking Bean in the post right now, and Coach Brian Zoller sees that. He is not happy. Bean maybe feeling himself a little bit on offense. Forgot he's got to play defense too. It's a two-way game. And that lead back down to 12 now. 10:52 remaining. What a second half that has seen Wilson College outscore the Eagles by 20 points. and we're not even halfway through yet. A good stretch of hoops. Coach Zoller not leaning too heavily on his bench yet, as we've seen a little bit of Martez Beckett got some good time in that first half. A lot of Ian Hess, a lot of Willie McDowell, a lot of Powell, a lot of Bean, a lot of Frazier, a lot of Adams. 6 guys in that main rotation. Bean being held, got himself freed, and he's going to take it in the front court against James. Gets it across the timeline. Nowhere to go. Look for Hess on an exchange. Powell to McDowell. McDowell pushes Hess through. Refuses a screen from Beam. A lot of dribbling from number 13. And White finds his way to the bucket, though, and can't finish. He had himself right in front of the bucket with nobody between him and the goal and just couldn't quite finish. $1 million move and a 5-cent finish, if you will. What a second half, though. McDowell and Beam have put this team on their backs. As Horde will get the inbounds and send it back to Barrett now. Putting Horde out on the wing, trying to get him into the scoring a little more as opposed to being a facilitator at the point. Murray deflected out of bounds by McDowell. 18 on the shot. Horde going to inbound. McDowell in his face. Finds Barrett right in front of us here around midcourt. Barrett drives right, stops at the elbow, finds El Raffi. El Raffi going to work with the left hand. Powell says he was straight up. He roofed in just a little bit. Then they got him for it on the arm. That'll send El Raffi to the line to shoot 2. El Raffi's first one on the way and down. Just past the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Wherever you may be listening in from tonight. As El Raffi's second one on the way and good, will cut it to a 10-point lead as Keon Adams finds his way back to the scorer's table. Simpkins checking back in to replace El Raffi for the Eagles in maroon and gold. Looks like Frazier will get a breather. Full court press as the Eagles want to force somebody other than Willie McDowell to bring that basketball up for Wilson. Backdoor trap coming from Bridgewater. Bean holds his composure, barely stolen by Chambers, and they're going to get Bean on a foul as his lace got tangled up there with Horde in the open court. Probably not the worst foul in the world as Horde was on his way for an easy bucket. I think Coach Postiglio might have been arguing clear path foul there, but there was too much going on in a small area. It wasn't that cut and dry. That's got to be a black and white call if you're going to see the stripes call that. Horde will inbound on the side out in front of his own bench. More moisture on the floor. Shocker. Got it all squared away. As the Eagles will look to inbound. Barrett with it now. Going left, uses a screen from Simpkins, and they're going to get Simpkins with an illegal pick as he was kind of moving to impede his defender. I know he was trying to slip it and kind of got tangled up there with the Wilson defender. They'll get you for that every time. As the Eagles are one foul away from putting Wilson into the bonus. Just eclipsed the halfway point here in this second half. Bean to McDowell at the top. McDowell, dribble handoff to Hess. Hess back to McDowell on the far side wing. Powell will set a screen to his right. Not a very effective. McDowell the whole way to the hole. He missed another cheapie. McDowell has found himself inside that restricted area 2 times in the last 3 possessions. Hasn't been able to finish as that 3 ball off the mark from Chambers. Bean almost lost his dribble, sends it up to Adams, and they've got it across the midcourt. McDowell, one-on-one on the far side with Barrett. See if he goes anywhere with it. A crossover, step back to the baseline. Nice extra skip pass to Powell. Powell for 3. Wow, what a look from McDowell. He's doing it all. He's passing, he's scoring, he's rebounding for Wilson in this second half as Barrett will step right into the top of the key. This is Murray for a long two off the mark, rebounded by Adams. A quick trigger there from the Eagles backcourt. B is going to step in, and I think they're going to get Simpkins as he wasn't quite set there, as they're going to send Bean to the line for two. A couple of subs waiting to check in at the scorers table for both sides. That foul will go against Simpkins on the block. They're going to say, I thought he was, somebody said he was shooting. We're going to have a conversation here. The initial call was that he was on the way up, but they're going to give it to him on the floor. So a tough break there for Bean. He thought he was getting himself to the line. As that's going to be McDowell to inbound with Bean in front of him. Frazier cut up. Bean and Frazier both went to the same place. I don't think that was how they drew it up. Bean will go baseline. Slip himself back out. Frazier now. Dribble handoff to Bean. Bean one-on-one with El Rafi at the top. Adams to McDowell. McDowell goes baseline. Nice skip pass to Frazier. Short though. Rebounded by Hess. Hess, dribble in the paint. Not what you want to do. Bean for three off the mark. They're going to get, I think maybe Adams coming over. Nope, they're going to get Hess coming over the top there. And we're going to march to the free throw line. And so starts the parade to the charity stripe. Wilson a 13-point lead at the moment. With just under 8.5 minutes to play. Horde to the line. An 82% free throw shooter on the season. First one on the way. The front end is good. As that'll be Martez Beckett checking in for the first time in the second half. He'll give McDowell a breather. McDowell just played a wonderful 11.5 minutes of hoops there for the Phoenix. Horde's second one off the mark, rebounded by Adams. Gets into front court. This is Martez Beckett. Adams, Hess, Bean, Frazier. All five Phoenix touched the ball in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. Bean going to go baseline on El Rafi. Knifes his way back through. Adams comes soaring in but tipped it out of bounds. As Mark James will re-enter for Bridgewater to replace T.J. Turner, I believe. As that'll be Barrett inbounding to Horde. Horde will bring it in the front court. El Rafi will set the pick and roll. Nowhere to go, though. Beckett staying between Horde and the bucket. El Rafi runs right into Beckett. Thought he was straight up, but a tough call there for Bean as he was just trying to be in the way without being too in the way. He was too in the way, though. 4 fouls now on the sophomore from San Antonio for Brian Zoller's squad. El Rafi to the line. As that'll bring Powell back in. Bean will have to play the waiting game now. It's the 12-point lead for Wilson. Simpkins hustles to the scorer's table for the Eagles. Second one on the way from El Rafi and good. And he'll head to the bench. Simpkins back in. A bit more of an athletic option for Coach Postiglione. Wilson having trouble inbounding. Timeout. They're going to give him the timeout. He saw the referee on the baseline was looking for fouls in front of him. The referee right here in front of your view saw the timeout there. Full timeout. We're going to take a break. We'll be back on the other side. Coming down the home stretch, just under 8 minutes to play here in the second half. It's 69-58 Wilson over Bridgewater. We'll be right back in a second. You're watching Wilson College Hoops on Phoenix TV. Coming down the home stretch here inside Gannett Memorial Fieldhouse. The home opener for the men's hoops team here at Wilson College. Tipped from behind by Barrett and picked up by Simpkins. As they're going to say, he stepped out of bounds after he got that, so a fresh 30 underneath their own hoop for the Phoenix. A big break there as Beckett didn't see the pressure coming from behind him until it was too late. I guess that was Adams who got charged with a turnover there. Hess with it on the block. Spins to his right, nowhere to go. Adams for three on the kick out. Nothing but the bottom of the bucket for Keon Adams as Chambers was charging out at him to contest the shot. Didn't matter as Adams knocked it down. This is Horde now. Guarded by Beckett. Got a step on him. Nice athletic move. Couldn't finish, though. As Powell to Beckett, and the Phoenix have numbers. A 4-on-3. Beckett in the lane. Left-hand floater on the way off the mark. Gets his own rebound. 5-5. Martez Beckett picks up his own rebound. Keon Adams, step back. Thought about a shot. Beckett now driving. Jumps up. Leaves it for Adams. And I'm not sure who's getting the foul there. Probably Mark James on the backside. He did. He pushed him from behind. Simpkins was straight up in front of him, but James caught him from behind. As Adams will go to the line to shoot two. A dominant second half here by Wilson continues as they're up 14. Outscoring Bridgewater by 22, now 23 here in the first 13 minutes of the second half. Impressive, to say the least, in front of a packed house here on the campus of Wilson College. Second one on the way and down for Adams. Adams and Bean and McDowell leading the way for Wilson tonight. Chambers, far side. Chambers hasn't been hurt from much. He averages 18 a game. Horde wide open for three. Left it short, though. Deflects the outlet pass, but Beckett will pick it up. Figure out where to go here for Wilson. Beckett directing traffic. Sends Hess through. Nice backdoor cut to Frazier. Finds Adams. Wide open for three. Keon Adams piling it on. It's a 19-point lead. Raise your hand if you saw this coming at halftime. Chambers for three. That's short. Simpkins able to sky over Hess for the rebound. And I think they're going to get Hess on a block, which will send him to the line. Tic-tac, if you ask me. After Simpkins skied over Hess from behind to get the rebound, they'll catch Hess for the foul as he came back down. El Rafi to the bench. Breathwaite in for Bridgewater. Going to be a 1-and-1 as Wilson only has 9 team fouls. Simpkins, first one on the way, misses the front end, rebounded by Chambers. Snuck in and picked himself up a cheap two. Couple garbage points there. That one will irk the coaching staff from Wilson on a free throw. Their guys just not paying attention to the score, time and score and situation. Frazier, nice right-hand spin. Bit of a wild shot there, rebounded by Breathwaite. Bridgewater looks to push the base. Breathwaite, nice move with the left hand, shielding himself from a defender. 77-62. Wilson's going to have to calm themselves down here as Bridgewater ramps up the pressure. Powell for three. Off the mark, rebounded by Simpkins. They look to push again. Here goes Horde. Horde with the left hand in the lane. Jump stop. They call him for a travel. The travel calls have become quite questionable this year. I've seen a couple of them that for both sides that have been, I wouldn't call them, but maybe a third step that I'm not seeing. That looked like a pretty good jump stop. Now, he didn't finish it, so it's not like they took 2 points off the board, but nonetheless, a turnover for Bridgewater. McDowell's going to get it. McDowell, a lot of dribbling, double coverage, can't get through it. Chambers with the lay-in after the pass from Barrett off the steal. Too easy for the Eagles. Going to have to pass it a little more if you're in white on the court. Adams with it now. He's a calming influence out there. Missing Bean right now. Powell kicks to Hess. Hess for three right in front of his own bench. Sneaks out. Powell with the rebound on the putback after Adams almost got it. Powell was in the right place at the right time to get that lead back up to 15 as we approach 5 minutes to play in regulation. Chambers stepped out of bounds. Didn't know where his feet were. El Raffi and Simpkins returning. Stanseel and Breathwaite will head back to the bench. Full court pressure from Bridgewater. Full court man. Very taxing on the stamina. Nowhere to go. They're going to get a 5-second call on Adams just as he was releasing the basketball. Tough break there for Wilson. Bridgewater will get it back in their own front court. Chambers will inbound. Chambers looking for somewhere to go. Panicking. Simpkins. Chambers now calls for the high ball screen. Going one-on-one. Kicked it away, and McDowell came out with it. He'd be wise to pull it out here as he's 3-on-1, and he's the one. Frazier looking to set something up back to McDowell now. McDowell with the right hand. Adams swings to Hess. Hess with a nice drive to the left. Got himself tripped up by Barrett there right around the elbow. And El Raffi's going to pick up a technical foul. El Raffi wasn't happy about something. Don't know what he might have said. Maybe talking about his mama or something. So the personal foul is going to go against Barrett. Tough as he got his feet tripped up with Hess as he was going to the bucket. So they're going to shoot the technicals first. They'll send Frazier to the line to shoot them. And then, so a rule change where a technical foul doesn't automatically give you the basketball, depending on the situation. So Frazier will shoot 2 here with everybody behind midcourt. First one good. That makes it a 16-point lead. He'll shoot the second one, and then they'll bring everybody back in and let Hess shoot his 1-and-1. That's on the way and good. So they'll line it up now. Hess will shoot the front end of a 1-and-1 as we're all shooting 2 the rest of the way. As El Raffi finds himself on the end of the bench after that technical foul. Frustration for sure. As we mentioned, Bridgewater led at the break by 8. They now trail by 17. And a travel there by Horde with the basketball. In a little bit too much of a hurry. Bridgewater with just 23 points here so far in the second half. That's the kind of defense that Brian Zoller wants to see and his coaching staff. Frazier gets the inbound right back. McDowell going to drive baseline, weaves his way through. Adams for 3, off the mark. Couple of Wilson players fly into the rebound. Horde ends up with it. Back tips from Adams. Can't quite grab it as Horde going to slice through the lane. And they're going to get a foul on the shot. The bucket was good as they're going to get Powell for the foul. Usually a smart ball player, Zach Powell, couldn't quite get himself out of the way there as Horde was cruising to the bucket. Not very smart there from the freshman out of Manassas. So Horde will go to the line and complete a 3-point play. That's good. And Chambers will re-enter, replacing Breathwaite. Coach Postiglione looking to go offense for defense already. Inbounded to McDowell. McDowell, head of steam into the paint, brings himself back out. Frazier now will calm the troops. McDowell, far side to Hess. Hess refuses a screen from Powell. Goes to his knees but stops his dribble, so he's okay. Frazier, opposite pass to McDowell. McDowell, party of the Red Sea. That's 3 layups he's missed tonight. He's got to hustle back on defense. As Horde to the lane and the bucket for A.J. Horde. Never say die for these Eagles. They've cut it to 12. That was as high as 8 or 7. It was as many as 17. 3:47 remaining. It's a full timeout. We're going to step aside for a second. You're watching Wilson College Hoops right here on Phoenix TV. Adams to inbound as we're back underway. Coming down the home stretch, 3:45 remaining. McDowell got his feet tangled up with Horde. A lot of feet tangling here. Tough luck if you're an Eagle. Certainly not intentional by any stretch. But nonetheless, Frazier's going to go to the line to shoot two. McDowell, excuse me. He'll receive the basketball. 4 dribbles and a spin. First one on the way is good. One shot left for Willie McDowell. Off the front of the rim, off the backboard and down. A big trip to the free throw line for McDowell to stretch that lead back to 14. Barrett pulls up from the top of the key for 3, gets his own rebound, bumped by his own man. Bean's able to tip it away. A big steal there for Bean to eliminate a potential second chance opportunity for Bridgewater. Bean to Adams. Adams to McDowell now. McDowell going left, cuts through the defense, finds Adams. Adams knew he had Frazier behind him, couldn't get enough on the pass to make it crisp. As Frazier, left hand to the bucket. Barrett tipped it as he was going out and had already stepped out of bounds, therefore making him ineligible to touch it again. As that'll give Wilson a fresh, they're going to not reset the shot clock and leave it at 29. Frazier inbounds to McDowell. 3 minutes remaining in regulation. Frazier to Bean near side, guarded there by Chambers. Rips right. Nice move to the baseline by Rashawn Bean. Knifed his way back through and finished the layup, giving him a season high in points here this afternoon. Guess we're into the evening now. Adams with the big block on Horde. Couldn't quite corral it though, as that ball will stay on this side. Line change for Bridgewater as Coach Postiglio not happy with the effort his starters have given. Looks like we're going to have Stan Seal, James, Bethany, Brathwaite, and Turner in. James answers the bell with a 3-ball for Bridgewater. 13-point game. Bean guarded in the full court. We're going to dribble. Dribble. Trying to draw the foul on Stan Seal. A reach, couldn't get it done. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. McDowell backs himself out, looking towards the corner. Don't know what they're doing on offense here. Bean, near side. Adams. Curl, couldn't finish. Rebounded by James. Up to Turner. Turner now far side as he's going to back it out. This is Stan Seal. Stan Seal, a good move but couldn't finish. The theme of the night for both sides at times. Great moves right in front of the bucket, but not able to finish the job. Frazier, 20 on the shot. Powell with it now at the top of the key, heading out towards the midcourt circle. 90 seconds to go in this one. Frazier, nice spin move to keep Bethany off of him. Whole way to the hoop, and he's going to get bumped on the way. That might be Bethany's 5th. Maybe, no, yes. That's 5 on Drew Bethany. His day comes to an end. Tough day for him. 3 fouls in the first half and just picked up his 5th now with 1:26 to go. Chambers back in. Murray back in as Stansfield will take a seat. 2 shots for Frazier. No good on the first one. One more for the junior out of Palmyra. Second one off the mark. A rare empty trip to the free throw line for Ian Frazier. This is going to be Chambers. Chambers. Relatively easy drive to the bucket. Postiglione going to take a timeout. Can't have many of them left. An 11-point game with 76 seconds left. This is going to be a full timeout. So looking ahead for Wilson, they go to Lancaster Bible next Tuesday. Then they're home with Bryn Athyn. They'll go to Hood College after Hood came here last year. And then a quick mini 3-game set. Penn State Abington on December 9th. And then they host Christendom on the 15th and McDaniel on December 17th. And then a bit of a treat for the Phoenix as they'll travel up Route 11, just about 11 miles, as they're going to take on D2 powerhouse Shippensburg this year in their last game before Christmas break. Shippensburg, a very talented group. I've had the privilege of calling their games as well this year, and they are the real deal. They've got a Player of the Year candidate in Dustin Sleva. They've got some talented guards in Justin MacArthur and Antonio Kellum. They've got some nice role players. Clay Connor leading the charge at the point for the Red Raiders. That'll be an eye-opener for these Phoenix players. But they get to travel up to Higas Fieldhouse and see what it's like to play in the bright lights. Back to the action here now. Wilson inbounds to Bean. McDowell playing tightrope along the midcourt stripe. Adams to McDowell. 18 on the shot and 1 minute left in regulation. McDowell to the bucket. Left it for Powell. But they're going to catch him in midair on the foul. That's going to go against, it looks like, Murray, I suppose, will get the foul there, his second. Both teams well over the limit. As McDowell to the free throw line. This one all but over, you would think, as that pushes the lead to 12 for Wilson. Certainly don't want to jump the gun here, but Wilson with a dominant second half, putting up 53 points so far. Let's make it 54 to Bridgewater's 33 in the second half. That'll get it done. Just in case you're joining us late, it was 41-33 at half. Chambers three-pointer on the way, rebounded by Murray. Murray leaves it for T.J. Turner for 3. That's nothing but the bottom of the net. Postiglione will take another timeout as the lead is cut to 10. 46 seconds left. As we said, 41-33 at the break after Bridgewater ended the first half on a 16-5 run. Got to believe halftime was about the worst thing that could have happened for them, as it allowed Wilson to go back to their locker room, regroup, and come out firing on all cylinders here in this second half. Nonetheless, it's a 10-point game, so it's not over till it's over. I'm sure Coach Postiglione's drawing up the next offensive set after. It's going to be trading free throws here. As they're going to make Wilson earn it. McDowell, the big story in the second half, just 3 points at the break. He's put up 18 in the second half. Adams had just 3 at the break. He's put up 15 here after halftime. Speaking of, he'll be the inbounder. Nice inbound, back to Frazier. Adams are going to look for a steal. Bean. And they'll finally draw the foul on T.J. Turner. After 8 seconds, he lapsed off the clock. That'll send Bean to the free throw line. Surprised that A.J. Horde is not in the ball game. Leading scorer, he took a pretty nasty spill. He's gingerly walking himself off the bench right now. Tough night for Horde. Bean bangs the first one through. You got to believe if Bridgewater can't come up with any points here on their next offensive possession, they might call off the dogs and let the clock run out, as Wilson has been money from the free throw line after a 58% clip in the first half. This is Turner, gets his man in the air to the bucket. They're going to get Powell on the foul as he hustles away quickly to avoid any sort of reaction. Tough call there as he was just simply in the way. T.J. Turner to the line to shoot 2. That's off the mark. Trying to cut into that lead with the clock stopped. This is a key to any comeback. As Stansfield will scoot over to the scorer's table. Second one is good, as Stansfield will check in favor of Braithwaite. Adams to inbound. Finds McDowell on the run. Gets himself into the front court. Shot clock is off, and there's one last-ditch effort there from Stansfield. He's not ready to take the bus back down 81 to Bridgewater tonight. He's going to hang out here a little longer. An 11-point lead. Wilson with their best scoring output of the year at 89 and counting. Previous high was 81 on Saturday against Del Val. Stuck on 89 for the time being. McDowell off the mark. Tipped out to Frazier, and you got to believe that'll do it. They'll get T.J. Turner for the foul. And they will get a chance to clip 90. Wouldn't have thought so. As T.J. Turner said, I was just standing there, sir, but hands got a little too close for the referee's liking, as Frazier will go to the line. That's good. As Simpkins will check in for Turner for the last 15 seconds. Second one on the way and good, so the Phoenix will finish this one up with 91 points as Chambers will go to the hole a little bit strong as Adams will dribble himself out of trouble. Being up the court, stolen by James, but it's not going to matter as this one is all over. A big-time character win for Wilson as they're down 8 at the half. They storm back to win by 13, a final score of 91-78. Certainly a big-time win when Bridgewater comes in as probably the favorite on paper, and Wilson comes out in the second half and just dominates all facets of the game. We'll be back on the air For the men's next game, that's going to be December 2nd as Bryn Athen comes to town. That'll be a men's game at 1 and a women's game at 3, it looks like. So we'll see you then. Thank you for tuning in for both of our games. The Wilson women come up victorious, as do the men. A doubleheader sweep for the Phoenix. Thanks for watching Wilson College Hoops right here on Phoenix TV. Until next time, have a great Thanksgiving.